Today, I'm going to go over 5 things you need to know if you're thinking about selling your home in Barrie. Now, many sellers can lose thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars by rushing into things too quickly or getting bad advice. So, no matter who you're selling your home with, these are 5 things that I think are important for every seller out there to know. Now, selling in today's market is not like it was in the days of COVID when you put a for sale sign on the lawn and a week later the house was sold in multiple offers for $100,000 over ask. Selling right now is about strategy, not luck. And if any of these catch you by surprise, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experience on this. Let's not waste any more time and dive right in. So the first thing that you need to know before you sell is not list without a plan. Now, that might seem really simple and really straightforward, but you'd be amazed how many people I get call and say, "Hey, we just want to get on the market by next week. Can we make that happen?" And the answer is yes. I mean, we can make that happen, but are you putting your best foot forward? And beyond putting your best foot forward with your listing, do you know where you're going, how you're going to get there, what the timeline looks like? Do you have your finances in order to even make this happen? There's a lot of things we have to line up in order to make this not only a successful sale, but like a smooth transition for you. What I like to do is try and plan it backwards as much as possible. Where do you want to end up? How are we going to get there? What do we have to do with your current place in order to make this whole transition happen? And then how do we get your current place ready to start this whole process? In my experience, it can be worth it to take 2, 3, 4 weeks, even 2 months to get your home ready to present it in the best possible light to make that end result of where you want to go happen faster, easier, and maybe with a few extra dollars in your pocket. I also think it's a bit of a red flag if a realtor comes in and is only concerned with getting the property on the market as fast as possible. I have my reasons for that, and if you want to talk about it, you can actually book a call with me in the link below. I'm happy to chat about this for days on end, but that's a topic for another video. And while we're talking about getting your home ready, let's talk about item number 2, which is not skipping on the prep work. Now, it is no secret the data shows as clear as day that staged homes sell faster and for more money. But let's say staging is out of the question. There's a few things you can do as a homeowner to help present that home in a much, much better way. The very first thing I would recommend anyone do getting ready to list their home is declutter. Anything that doesn't need to be in the house should come out. Now, usually I suggest this is done in one of 2 ways. If you have access or availability of renting a storage unit, that is the easiest, out of sight, out of mind until moving day. The second option, if that is not available, is pick a storage room or part of the garage where you can put stuff in boxes and tuck it away for the duration of the listing. Now, I know your stuff is nice. I love your stuff as well. I do love seeing character when I go into other homes, but we've got to take your home from being a place that you know and love and come to relax and turn it into a product that people are looking to buy. And the easiest way to do that is give them a clean blank slate where they can envision their own stuff and their own family living in that space. Now, after the decluttering is done, at a bare minimum, giving the house a really good clean does go a long way. People can sense that when they walk into the home that the house has been well taken care for if it's clean. Beyond that, your biggest return on investment is always going to be painting and lighting. A lot of these small changes in creating a real cohesiveness through the house. In some cases, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's going to increase your value by thousands and thousands of dollars, but it's going to give you that competitive edge over the very similar house down the street that's for sale for the exact same price. If only one of them is going to sell this month, the odds that it's yours just shot up through the roof. The big takeaway with prep as well is to have all this highlighted through all the media that's done and shows up online. The very first showing that 99.9% of buyers have is online. So you want to make sure your house is showing up in that light in that space, because the number of showings that happen is directly correlated to how your house is showing up online. Do the photos and price make sense? Okay, great. Let's go see it. The third thing sellers need to know is not overpricing the house. Now, if you're a seller sitting there thinking, well, work harder and sell it for more, like, yes, I will. I'm going to work my butt off to sell your house. But at the end of the day, I don't determine the price. The market does. Whatever a willing buyer and willing seller can come to an agreement on is the definition of market value. Now, the reason we talk about not overpricing it from the very beginning is because The data shows as clear as day that the most activity you're going to get on your listing is in the first 3 weeks. First 3 weeks is your best chance to get a buyer who's qualified, ready to go, and can actually purchase the home. We know that after 3 weeks, the number of qualified buyers walking through your homes becomes much less, and it becomes that much harder to sell your home at a competitive price. If you start chasing the market down with price reductions, people see that as a sign of motivation and room for negotiation from the sellers. In that same breath, it's important to know what's going on in your micro market. There may be some areas of Barrie right now that are in a balanced market versus a buyer's market. So before you even pick a number or list the property, you should be having those conversations with your realtor. The fourth thing that home sellers need to know in Barrie is don't hide any issues. 90 to 95% of residential real estate transactions happening right now in Barrie are taking place at the home inspection. And while I know home inspections aren't foolproof, they will catch a large number of items or defects that you may already know about, or if you don't know about it, may be a surprise. Personally, I've been toying with the idea, and I know there's certain markets that do it, of doing a home inspection before you list the property. That way, there's no surprises come to transaction time. And if there's anything major that you're willing to fix anyway to get the house sold and to show you've got a solid house to a potential buyer, the opportunity to do it before the listing, I actually think is a pretty great time. Looking at being proactive instead of reactive. If you're transparent with what's going on in your home, I find that usually does translate into a more trustful, cooperative negotiation when it comes time to negotiate the terms of the sale. Finally, the last thing you need to know if you're thinking about selling a home in Barrie is don't pick a real estate agent based on the price they give you. Now, yes, I'm fully aware I work in Barrie. I would love for you to work with me, and I would love to come by and tell you how I can help make the most of your sale. But at the end of the day, no matter who you're choosing, make sure that you're looking at actual data. If you have 3 different realtors come in and they give you 3 different prices and you just go with the person who's giving you the highest price because that's what you want to get for your house, make sure that that information that they got has come from somewhere concrete and not just a number they've given you because they want to get your listing. I think the average realtor in our market sells between 1 and 2 houses a year. And while it's fairly easy to get a license, it's really difficult to gain traction in this industry. So a lot of agents can go out there and do what I call buy a listing. They will give you whatever price you want to hear just in order to get the listing, and then slowly over time that listing will come down in price. So no matter who you're bringing into your listing appointment, make sure you look for concrete data, a marketing plan, and clear communication on how you're going to get from point A to point B. In my opinion, great agents show strategy, not flattery. Now, if any of this information has resonated with you and you want to chat, more about it, I've got a link in the description of this video. You can book a 15-minute call, 30-minute call, whatever works best for you. And we can just talk over your specific situation. You're not going to get any hard sell on, you have to sell your house with me. I just think the whole industry is better when sellers are actually educated on what works, what makes sense, and they know how to make smart choices to make the most of their situation. If you've made it this far, thanks so much for watching. Please click like if you like this video. And if you want to continue to stay informed on the best practices and strategies when it comes to buying and selling in homes and what is actually going on in the real estate market with it, without all the unnecessary fluff, consider subscribing. We'd love to have you follow the channel. Thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next one.